These were all caught fresh in Valdez. Great. Go in June, catch lots of shrimp. It's amazing. Hey everybody, I'm Chef Dad and this is my Valdez shrimp skewers. We just rented a boat from Valdez Outfitters. We're gonna go out and set some shrimp pots. This is a cheap way to go about it. If you don't have a boat, you can rent one. Here in Valdez, go to Valdez Outfitters, give them a try. It is 7 o'clock at night, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set our pots, probably fish for a little bit, come back in, and then fish again in the morning. Just trying to figure out where we're gonna drop our shrimp pots for the first bowl. We know we want to be somewhere between 200 and 300 feet of water, as recommended by some people around here. Also, I don't want to be too close to any other buoys. I think we're gonna set up right around 250 feet. We'll get everything ready, we'll verify our depth again, and then we'll get to dropping the pots. Another pro tip is don't wear your wedding rings while you're dropping shrimp pots. These pots came from Valdez Outfitters. They came with the boat. Spring rentals, you get the shrimp pots, you just got to buy the bait. Put some pellets in our shrimp bait pots. Just going to add a little extra something to them. Now we're going to make sure they get closed up here. And we've got to make sure these are hanging in the middle. Then this is going to have a clip right here. We're going to pull it tight. And don't go the same way because you leave an opening. You have to go the opposite way. So whatever way the string's coming off, you got to go around the pot. And you're going to clip it clear off to that other side, and that'll keep that closed on that far side. So it'll be the same thing with this one, and then we'll get them ready to drop. You got to be careful when you're putting out any of this rope. You don't want to step over it, step into it. First pot is going to go on this end clip. Okay, there we go. Got to make sure that it's all closed up in there. Then it's got a few more loops on it, and I don't want to use that first loop. I'm going to keep going out until I find my third loop. That way the pots aren't too close together. And this one doesn't have a downrigger clip, it's just got a carabiner. So we're all hooked up. Now I'm not going to step back over those lines, but we're going to check our depth. We are at 288 feet of water, and I'm going to call that good. So last thing to go overboard is going to be the buoy. So I'm going to drop this pot. Make sure the line stays on top. I'm going to drop this pot. We're going to let it start feeding out. Don't be in a hurry. The line's going to just come out of this on its own. If you don't need all the line, we're still going to throw it all out. Buoy's attached to the end of it. If you want more line than less, for sure. If you have too little line, you lose all your gear. Don't do that. These are going to be spotted Alaskan shrimp. And then we've got our buoy here. You can see what's on it. So you got to make sure you pull your buoy. Don't pull somebody else's shrimp trap. Not cool. Make sure that our buoy line's actually attached to it, shall we? And it is. So our cork and our buoy is going to go over. Shrimp pots are set. We'll be back. Next morning, we're going to go check our pot and we're going to go get some more squid. We're at a beautiful Valdez on a wonderful boat that we rented from Valdez Outfitters. Let's go get some shrimp. Okay, we're getting up close to our buoy here. Been setting for about 8 hours. Shrimp pots are at the bottom. We're going to pull them up and see how many shrimp we got. Okay, we're going to get this pot pulled up. Looped up on us. Weird. Here, shrimpy. Yeah, we got a couple shrimp in there. Not the 4 gallons I was hoping for. Couple shrimpy though.
Okay, let's see what that next pot holds. Come on, shrimp. Okay, we got a few shrimp. Now we want to decide if we're just going to drop it right back in the same spot, or if we want to go out 50 feet. Hey, look, we got one that jumped out. He was just hanging on the outside. I don't know what he was thinking. We're definitely going to have to rebait these. Look at this guy. Beautiful. Looky there. Beautiful. Okay, they're just going to sit in there and purge all their gooey stuff out. Time to get the bait filled back up. Hey, look, I'm going to drop that guy in there. Get some go juice. Put some go juice in this one. This was left by somebody else that was fishing. Fancy feast. They'll eat this too. Let's get them closed up. Get them back over the boat. Let's make sure that we're not too close to anybody else. Okay, remember, don't go around this way. You'll leave an opening. Gotta go cross it. Make sure it gets tight. I got cat feet on. Oh no, don't show them that one. Okay, good. And then we're gonna strip this line out so that we can find that next knot, not that one. They'd be too close together. So let's get this one over first. Get ready to throw this one. Okay. Now we just got to get to the bottom, and we've got 390 feet. We're going to try it a little deeper on this one, apparently. Okay, there's our buoy. Pots are set. See what we catch. Coming up to our buoy here. Need to verify that it is our buoy. So we're just going to come up alongside it and start pulling it in and see what we got. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna make this nice and neat because this is our last pull. You want the line to be nice and neat because you want it to go out nice when you release it again. It doesn't get tangled up. And we got a couple, not a whole lot. A few more, you'll have enough for a cocktail. Okay, let's get this last pot up. Couple more in that one. Deeper was not better in this case, but we got more shrimp. Look at that guy. Holy moly. He's a beast. Okay, there's all those ones. And there we go. Some monsters. Look at that guy. So we're gonna get him cleaned up. We're gonna head in. So our shrimp kebabs. We need to get everything put together. We have some butter that is melted a little bit. We need to get a shallot cut. You see the cutting board? Do you see the cutting board? It's not a plastic cutting board. I don't need to cut these up really, really fine. We are gonna use an immersion blender to kind of get a sauce together. I'm just gonna give them a nice quick dice, but I'm not too worried about it because they're gonna go through the immersion blender. So if your board is moving like that, what we can do is take a couple paper towels, take them over, wet them, stretch it out, lay it out underneath the board, and then the board stops moving. I'm putting all of my shallots into my butter, and then I've got about 1.5 tablespoons of freshly minced garlic. Chef Dad smoked salt, going in with just about 1 tablespoon. Some Old Bay's, just about 1/2 tablespoon. And now we need some white wine, just about 1/4 cup. So in with the immersion blender. Okay, so I want to get a quick taste of that to make sure it hits all the flavor profiles I'm looking for. I'm glad it's in my beard. So now we need to get all our shrimp skewered and in here, and then we can cover it up with our sauce. These are freshly caught by us. So we're gonna go right through. These are all deveined. These are not peeled. And we are going to skewer as many as we can on these metal skewers. I'm going to not do what I did on that first one. I'm gonna double up through the tail, up through the body, and slide it down. That way they won't rotate on me. Through the tail. We're going to continue on until we're completely done. Bring it back as soon as I get them all skewered. And I cut that frame, put it somewhere in the middle. Tell me what flew through the screen. If you're right, I'll hit you up with a special comment. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment everything. I appreciate every comment. We've got all our shrimp in here. We're going to go over these with a nice layer of our sauce that we created. We're going to hit it with a little bit of lemon, some fresh cracked pepper, and I'm going to splash a little bit of this white wine right through the bottom. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pat this out. We're just going to let these sit 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll come back to them and we'll get them on the grill. Okay, this is all about the shrimp. Let's go get these on the barbie. So as you can see, I didn't put my briquettes like I normally do. They're spread clear out because these are going to cook fast. They are in the shell, so they're nice and protected. These are not going to take long at all. Make sure my lid is open. I'll be out to check on those as soon as I put this up. It smells delicious. So we're just going to turn these over. These will not take too long. Getting some beautiful fragrance from all of those wine and butter, garlic, shallot that we put on there. I don't want them to overcook, so I don't want to put the lid on for too long. Just another minute on here and these will be done. I'm going to rotate these around a little bit. They should be done. I'm just going to give it a quick check. So that's how beautiful it looks. Let's give it a try. Oh man, these Alaskan spotted prawns, shrimp, are so sweet. So these are all done. We're gonna bring them in and get to eating. So sweet. Tell me your preferred skewer. Is it the metal skewer? Is it the double wooden skewer? Would you rather do it single? Okay, let's make a plate. Chef Dad smoked salt, of course. Food doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to take a long time. This really didn't take any time at all. I mean, they cooked for maybe 5 minutes, probably closer to 3. Shrimp and rice. I mean, if you want rabbit food, you could throw a salad on the side. But this is it. Oh, look at the juices coming out. Oh, yeah. They're just so sweet. There's not a shrimp like that. It has a very unique flavor to Alaskan spotted shrimp. You can't go wrong with them. You gotta try them. All right, everybody. YouTube picked that video for you. I picked that video for you. That's the subscription button. Push it. I need you. I want you. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, follow for way more.